Thanks for joining us for CBN's On the Home Front, where we highlight what the men and women of America's military do to defend our country. I'm Mark Martin. While tensions in the Middle East between Turkey and Syria continue, the U.S. military is focusing on training and support for surrounding countries. Marines with Marine Attack Squadron 311, called the Tomcats, are at work in Bahrain with a special purpose Marine Air Ground Task Force Crisis Response Team. The command is designed to move with speed and precision to support operations throughout the Middle East.
311 has such a good history as being a really strong squadron, and to carry that on and to be a part of that is something that's really special.
So there's Marines everywhere doing stuff on the ground, doing important things. They obviously get in some situations where they can't progress, they can't go further. So they need us, they need the pilots to go in there and relieve some room for them. So it's up to us to make sure that aircraft is there to support them and help them out.
Yeah, it's definitely a combined effort, right? From a pilot perspective, we can't do our job without them. They're an integral part of the squadron, and their ability to get their job done allows us to be able to even start our job. So the fact that we kind of have this symbiotic relationship within the squadron is the most important part of it, because without them, there is no us. There are no jets to fly. There is no mission accomplished. Every day is something different. A lot of times we are tasked out just to really get up into the AO, and it's kind of game day from there, right? Fights on, and you just kind of figure it out. You could be going a couple 100 miles away, working with guys you didn't even plan with or talk with, but the professionalism between the troops on the ground and then us as pilots doing all that training prior allows us to be successful. So you really fall back on that training and just roll right into it with whoever you're working with. After 6-7 months, seeing the same faces, doing really the same jobs from a day-to-day, that can get old really fast. So it's the people that make it enjoyable. It's the people that allow you to keep coming into work and putting out.
Pride-wise, there's a lot of, especially our patch, a lot of history that goes back into what our patch even resembles. There's everything that it's made up of is just history right there. So to be a part of it, to add on to what it was and is still, fills us all up with pride.
Meanwhile, the Pentagon has announced what they're saying is an historic cost-saving deal on their F-35 aircrafts. The $34 billion deal covers the next 3 lots of F-35 Joint Strike Fighters, setting the price of an F-35A jet below $80 million. The fresh price tag has come a year earlier than expected. The deal includes 478 F-35s for U.S. and international customers.
As the F-35 is our largest TAC Air investment and will form the backbone of the U.S. and allied 5th-generation inventory for the foreseeable future.
The F-35 currently makes up about 25% of Lockheed's annual revenue. In other news, members of search and rescue operations in the Bahamas are working with communities there in disaster relief efforts. The U.S. Northern Command provided military unique capabilities for international development, and that helps the broader relief efforts addressing the ongoing humanitarian needs of the Bahamian people.
From the time we deployed, we got into action in 17 hours. And within only 48 hours of actual alert coverage, we rescued 54 people. On a given mission, what happens is the HC-130 launches from Moody. They meet 2 H-60s over a piece of barren ocean northwest of the Bahamas. The first thing they do is get aerial refueling. Once they do that, now they're ready to do a mission because they have the gas to continue. When they're tasked, they go in, and then if they can, they will land the aircraft, let the Guardian Angels get out of the aircraft, and then they either help that individual, get them in the aircraft, or they may even need to use the hoist. They'll either drop that patient off to a location for assistance, or they may need gas again.
We were one of the very few aerial refueling capable aircraft in the AOR. So to have those guys overhead with gas all day for us was pivotal, because had we not had them, we would have been able to help far less people because we would have had to go off station to get fuel instead of picking up gas pretty much whenever we needed it, which was an awesome capability.
The relationship in a situation like this is very beneficial. The way we were set up, where we're having to fly missions into the Bahamas out of here, the HC-130 was pretty critical for the command and control role to help filter taskings from the Coast Guard through our rescue operation center here in Patrick up to the HC-130, then down to the helicopters to be able to prioritize where they need to go appropriately.
They were Johnny on the spot all day of giving us gas, telling us where to go, telling us where the next tasking was. That was really awesome to be part of. My role in the search and rescue is to liaise with all the assets that are overhead, talk with the J's in the back, and then basically assess the situation, see who needs help, and then get them out. We fly the helicopter, we work as a crew. We're all a key role in getting those people to a higher level of care.
My role as small is to make sure all the systems going anywhere from the rotor to the tail were within parameters. I'm also responsible for the cabin where the PJs are back there and what their plan is when we're going into a zone, what do they want to do, and relaying that to the pilots and getting a plan together. Also, when we're in the zone, say it's a house and there's no place to land, I'm the one hoisting the PJs down and making sure that they get down on the ground safely and they come back up safely.
So together, I think as a team, we make it successful. We give the pilots the iron they need to get there, do their final inspections prior to takeoff, checking everything from their refueling probe to their avionics to make sure that they have a successful flight. And they carry the PJs with them, the PJs rescue folks, and then at the end of the day, we all come together and make the mission happen.
You know, the really impressive thing to me about it was that we had really young members. We had lieutenants, we had staff sergeants, we had senior airmen out there getting put on the ground in a foreign country within days of a disaster in a kind of uncertain situation, going around, talking to people, interacting with them, representing the country and the DoD and the Air Force, providing much needed help to those who needed it.
To put that kind of responsibility on young airmen like that and for them to excel is a true testament to what they do every day in training and how hard they've dedicated themselves to be a professional at what they do. There are amazing people in this air expeditionary group that are doing their job. I am so proud of them on what they've accomplished and what they've done, and they've utilized all of their training and honed in on it and made an impact for the Bohemians. And hopefully their country recovers, but we'll always be there for them. And I'm super proud of every person that's here doing this effort. They are true ambassadors to the United States of America.
The U.S. military is at work all over the world, even in New Zealand. Marines with Charlie Company participated in Exercise Phantom Major with members of the New Zealand Army's Queen Alexandra's Mounted Rifles Unit. The annual training aims to evaluate the actions of the teams in mock combat situations against opposition forces.
The reason why it's important for LAR scouts to come out to different countries as New Zealand and train with the New Zealand Defense Force is the obstacles and the different types of terrain that we face. It's good training to be able to put yourself in their shoes and see what they go through every day. I'm Corporal Clayton Spence. I'm a squad leader, 0331 with 1st Light Armor Reconnaissance Battalion. We are currently training in Waiutu, New Zealand, hosted by Queen Alexandra's Mounted Rifles. The main difference between QAMR and 1st Light Armor Reconnaissance is firepower, and that they're a lot more conservative with their supply. Rather, we use as much as we can if it's available. The best part of training has been being able to show what scouts can bring to the table while being dismounted, working with the New Zealand Defense Force LAVs, and the different tactics that we can bring. An obstacle that we've been facing is the weather, whether it be raining and having to change our gear from one second to another, and then it'd be cold and then it'd be warm. We're always constantly changing and overcoming and adapting to whatever happens. Working with the New Zealand Defense Force has been an eye-opening experience, not only to see how they work, but how our allies work as a whole, seeing how another conventional fighting force attacks another objective and how we would do it.
Hey, if you're tired and exhausted all day, you can't think clearly, and you really just need a cup or even a pot of coffee to get through your day, then join me, Dr. Josh Axe, for this new series where I'm going to teach you how to transform your diet and use essential oils and supplements to get a better night's sleep.
Wake up to your best life. Call 1-800-700-7000 to get your free DVD or booklet of Protect Your Sleep today.
It's about the competition.
I kind of put that pressure on myself, and I think people had expectations.
It's about overcoming.
We use this phrase all the time, keep chopping, keep practicing hard.
It's about going the distance.
I think as a father, it's my job, to lead. Just be the best husband and father I can be.
Watch Going the Distance with Sean Brown Saturday night at 7:30 on the CBN News Channel.
Orphans Promise is committed to loving and serving at-risk children, to helping keep families together, and to creating opportunities for strong and sustainable communities around the world. We're working in over 60 countries around the world, and with your help, we can do even more. There's an old African proverb I love that says, if you want to run fast, run alone. But if you want to run far, run together. At Orphans Promise, we want to run far so we can touch the lives of as many orphaned and vulnerable children as possible. But we don't want to go alone. We're out to change the world, one child, one family, one community at a time. Will you join us?
CBN News, no filter, 24/7 news. Through the lens of faith, from natural disasters to breaking news in the Holy Land. We have access to stars in entertainment and to top newsmakers. We are fighting for your freedoms. CBN News, because truth matters. Become a CBN News member today.
Most of us would agree that we can never do too much to pay back our veterans for all they've done for our country. Clint Phillips would agree, and he's offering free virtual care for veterans on Veterans Day. He joins us now to explain. Clint, welcome.
Thank you, Mark. Great to be with you.
Yeah, great to have you. Tell us about this program for veterans called Operation 1111. What kind of care can they receive?
It's an incredible opportunity for a veteran to not even have to leave their home and be able to consult with a primary care doctor, a dermatologist, a psychiatrist, an orthopedic doctor, and a few other specialties depending on the needs of the veteran. And it's all done by text or video with somebody who greatly appreciates the service that the veterans have provided for this country.
Tell us about how the idea came about.
I've been in healthcare for quite a while. I was thrown into what we do when my little girl had a stroke when she was born 10 years ago. That led us to start a second opinion company, and we realized that most people cannot travel to Boston or to New York to be able to get a second opinion from a top doctor, and wait times were often months and months. We experienced a 7-month waiting list to get to the right doctor for our daughter. So we started a company called 2ndMD, and that solves complex medical problems by getting you a second opinion with the best doctor in the country for your condition. And that's become a really big business that helps about 10 million people now. But we launched a new app called Medici that allowed for people to simply text with their doctor, their veterinarian, their psychologist, their dietitian, their nurse, depending on who they had in their medical world. And we thought we've spent millions and millions building this incredible communication app. Who could we really deliver life-impacting change for? And our team sat around for a day and they came out and they said, what if we did this? We offered free healthcare for every veteran in America, that these guys and girls would be able to get a level of concierge access that was, they'd only dream of being able to get.
How do you see this helping veterans? You talked a little bit about that, but talk a little bit more, since many receive their care through veterans hospitals. Is this going to be a little bit tough to get vets to buy into this?
Veterans are often having to wait weeks to have a simple consultation with the doctor. So we hope that we could maybe clear the VA backlog in a day. People who've been waiting weeks to get a prescription, to get a referral, to be able to understand their condition and be able to get some insights. To be able to do that in one day and maybe clear a lot of the backlog to allow the veterans who need to go in to the VA to do that, we think is an incredible opportunity for those who are either waiting for care or those who are not sure about what next steps to be able to do, to have a trustworthy, independent physician who's willing to provide you great care for free. We hope we'll have a lot of impact at various levels, whether you're getting care from the VA or you have private insurance or you're not sure what to do.
How can vets participate?
Veterans can go to medici.md/veterans and they can register, tell us a quick little thing about who you are, takes about 30 seconds, and we will assign you a time for you to get help from the appropriate doctor or specialist on Veterans Day 11/11, Operation 11/11.
All right, Clint Phillips with Medici and 2nd.MD. Thanks for what you're doing to help our vets, Clint.
Thank you for spreading the word with us.
Up next, how one Christian group is working to help veterans and combat America's homeless epidemic.
Daddy?
Yeah, buddy?
How many nickels are in a dollar?
There are 20 nickels in a dollar.
How do birds fly? Does milk really make my bones stronger?
Yeah.
Daddy, when we die, will we go to heaven?
Do you have the answer to life's biggest question? Call the 700 Club. We'll help you find answers to the important questions life brings your way.
Watch breaking news, in-depth exclusive stories and programs from health to entertainment you won't find anywhere else. The CBN News Channel, a perspective you can trust. Enjoy credible news reporting from around the world. Discover inspiring programs and stories of hope, all in one place from a Christian perspective. The CBN News Channel, a perspective you can trust. To watch the CBN News Channel, download the app or visit cbnnewschannel.com.
Hello, I'm Dr. David Perlmutter, board-certified neurologist and #1 New York Times bestselling author. Wouldn't it be great to boost your energy, eliminate brain fog, and even reverse brain disease? Well, you can, and I'm going to show you how, along with some of the world's most well-respected brain experts, in this DVD, Protect Your Brain.
Get Protect Your Brain, a free DVD only from the Christian Broadcasting Network, featuring experts on the cutting edge of neuroscience and brain health.
No matter how many times you've failed in the past, you really can do this.
In Protect Your Brain, you'll discover simple strategies to keep your brain young and healthy. Improve your memory. Discover the gut-brain connection. In Protect Your Brain. Get your free copy at cbn.com or call 1-800-700-7000.
If you want to improve the quality of your life, get the DVD Protect Your Brain and get it today.
Roman soldiers destroy the Second Temple of Jerusalem. Centuries of eyewitnesses say the temple treasures survived. But where are they?
They went from Jerusalem to Rome, Rome to Carthage, Carthage to Byzantium.
Historians are silent about what happened to it next.
CBN Documentaries presents the worldwide release of Treasures of the Second Temple.
So does it still exist today?
A story of mystery.
Where is it?
Calamity. Most of the victims were butchered. And destiny.
The possibility to dig is impossible.
Get your copy of Treasures of the Second Temple. Yours for a gift of any amount to CBN Documentaries.
The Trump administration is looking to address the homeless epidemic in America's biggest cities, and Washington, D.C. is no exception. Close to 6,000 men, women, and children in the nation's capital need a meal and place to sleep every night, including our military veterans. Amber Strong shows us one Christian group working to answer that need.
Beneath the shadows of D.C.'s treasured monuments, passers-by see a striking contrast, a world of homelessness.
On any given night here in D.C., about 6,000 people are in need of a place to sleep. That puts about 600 on the street and thousands more in shelters across the city.
At Central Union Mission, 170 find rest, not only for their bodies, but for their souls as well.
The gospel's faithfully presented here every day, not only in the shelter, but at a family ministry center. And the cause of Christ is meeting the needs of the homeless and hurting in this city.
The staff here give the homeless more than just a meal and a bed. They provide folks with hope and help for transitioning out of their situation.
Cognitive programming for those that have addictions issues. We also have education and workforce development opportunities.
According to the Department of Housing and Urban Development, veterans are among those nationwide who experience homelessness at higher rates. The team here says caring for our nation's veterans is in their history.
You know, what's significant is that the mission was founded 135 years ago, and its principal purpose at that time was to serve the homeless veterans after the Civil War.
So one of the things that we have here is a veteran suite where we have it decked out for the veterans and try to afford them a sense of dignity while living in a shelter.
And then there's the food.
Breaking bread with someone, just having a meal with someone breaks down a lot of barriers.
In the kitchen, Union Mission chefs led by Chef Mo work hard to provide healthy meals 3 times a day, because here serving is about more than just food. Executive Chef Rock Harper, winner of Hell's Kitchen on Fox, says each time he helps in this kitchen, it's like winning all over again.
Bigger than the food, we're acknowledging people. We're saying, I see you, I want to be here for you, and if you're aware of that connection, I think it makes you a better chef.
And some of the country's best chefs come together each year for Heart and Soul, a mission-sponsored event raising money for 1 million meals. From the kitchen to the boardroom, the team here says they follow a central goal: do all in the name of the Lord.
You can give people a bed, you can give them a shower, food, clothing, but when you give them the hope of Jesus Christ, that can turn a life around.
Because they say in the end, it's the food for the soul that matters most. Amber Strong, CBN News in Washington.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be back right after the break.
Christians around the world are standing with the Israelis. But why? In CBN's free magazine, Friends of Israel, you'll discover why Christians are supporting the Jewish state, how Israel is fulfilling prophecy as a light to the nations, and ways you can pray for the people of Israel. Israel needs the support of friends like you. Call now or go to cbn.com to get your free copy of Friends of Israel.
Heavenly Father, we do thank you for the work of your Spirit, Lord God, with this movement of getting the Bible,
yes,
Lord, into public schools.
Watch The Prayer Link, Tuesday nights at 6:30.
Hey, if you're tired and exhausted all day, you can't think clearly, and you really just need a cup or even a pot of coffee to get through your day, then join me, Dr. Josh Axe, for this new series where I'm going to teach you how to transform your diet and use essential oils and supplements to get a better night's sleep.
Get Protect Your Sleep and live your best life with innovative information from 5 leading sleep experts.
If you're not a great sleeper, you can do things to make yourself a great sleeper. If you're already a pretty good sleeper, you can enhance your sleep and be even better.
Discover a sleep-enhancing bedtime routine, how to put insomnia to rest, learn how to relieve pain that disturbs sleep, and much more in Protect Your Sleep.
Everything you do better with a good night's sleep.
Wake up to your best life. Call 1-800-700-7000 to get your free DVD or booklet of Protect Your Sleep today.
Don't miss out on this brand new series.
Thanks for staying with On the Home Front. Last year, the Defense Department launched a new initiative called This Is Your Military to highlight the work of service members. The initiative also has the goal of debunking myths about military service and increasing awareness among the American people. Using the hashtag #KnowYourMil, the DoD is sharing personal stories to inspire others. One example, Master Sergeant Stephen Westcott is a crew chief with the New Jersey Air National Guard. He speaks from the heart about his 35-year military career on the cusp of his retirement.
Master Sergeant Stephen Westcott. I'm in the New Jersey Air National Guard, and I'm a crew chief on a KC-135. I started out in 1984. I always teach anybody I work with, never settle for anything less than your best. I try to keep my, high standard on the airplane. So we got like a camaraderie going between the airplanes now. Like who's gonna make it, who's look better.
Master Sergeant Westcott is more than a mentor. He's taught me so much that, I don't think anyone else can because he's so experienced. And so I'm just trying to soak up as much as I can.
I'll miss working with the people. It's like a family. And I'll miss working on the airplane, Once a crew chief retires, he's always trying to keep track of where his airplane is.
That's all for today, but you can find more of our exclusive news coverage at cbnnews.com. Hope you'll join us next time. Have a great day.